Sometimes if you don't know somebody, ask your friend, who do you go to? You can also do web searches. You want to find somebody that's close. I do have patients that drive as far as Hannibal. It's an hour 45 minutes away. But it's a multiple appointment process, so we can't fix somebody in 1 or 2 visits. It's like going to a gym and rehabilitating the spine. It takes multiple processes.
What would you say to people out there who have been kind of sedentary for all these years? They sit on the couch and then boom, it becomes January 1st, I'm going to be a workout fiend now. What do you say to them about making sure that your body's in the right condition before you start? You
definitely want to get your spinal health assessed. We actually have an agreement with Gold's Gym to where we're the staff chiropractors, and we analyze those patients that come in as a January 1st, I'm going to hit it, because if they don't get it checked, I'll see them January 2nd in the office with a herniated disc or an injury. So you want to make sure that your structure is strong, and if it's not, we can analyze what needs to be done to create strength so they won't hurt themselves in the gym. And I know it sounds kind of strange. We have to create strength so you can get stronger in the gym.
You mentioned the word core strength before. What is that for the general person out there?
Core strength is the strength around the trunk. So the muscles like the abdominal muscles, the erector muscles. But there's also very small muscles in the spine itself that people really don't think about. The big muscles are the ones that really kick in when we hurt ourselves and they protect ourselves. But the small muscles are what we work on with a patient that does decompression. Decompression is great in itself, but it doesn't fix everything. We have to create strength in those core muscles. And so we treat patients, and then we also teach them how to exercise in the office, and then give them homework to do to build up that armor of muscle, if you will, to protect them.
Many would say, I don't need core strength because I'm working out to get physically fit and to show some buffness, I guess. And nobody can see the core muscles, and this is just for athletes anyway. Yep. Your response?
Absolutely not. Athletes also have a lot of core weakness. We work on the big muscles, but we don't work on those core muscles. So now we're seeing a lot of athletes that are bodybuilders, football players. You know, we treated some patients from the Rams, and what we see is that they're really focusing on core strength. It increases speed and it prevents injuries.
What do you see for the future of chiropractic?
Growing. I mean, we are right now. They just did a study. They found that over 20% of the population now is seeking alternative healthcare providers, and chiropractic is at the forefront. That's growing every year. Most chiropractic practices that I know, including ours, we grow every year. But also we want to look at the technology that's out there. What can we do to help the patient get better faster, and really educate that patient on how to take care of themselves. So I think it's going to be a real advantageous to the population as chiropractic grows. We're going to see more and more people utilizing chiropractic.
You mentioned specializing in certain things. Does a chiropractic doctor have to continue with his education constantly to keep up with the new trends?
You do. We have obviously licensing requirements that we have to maintain to just maintain our general license, but a lot of chiropractors will seek out specialties in an area that they love. I really enjoy physics and mechanics and engineering principles applied to the spine. That's what I do. I'm also doing nutrition. We're going to be starting in about a month what's called nutrition response testing, to where we're going to be analyzing a patient's health and what kind of nutrition we can use with that patient. And I think that's also very important, because I can take care of a patient, but if they have a bad diet, there's not the genuine replacement parts to rebuild those structures. So they keep presenting with the same problems over and over.
It seems like as we talk with doctors on the Health Quest shows, chiropractors, and just everybody in general, you always look back, and it's always kind of back to that health and nutrition. That's kind of the core of everything.
Right. Yeah, they did a study recently, I just read it yesterday. They questioned people on their exercise and diet habits. A healthy person is described as somebody that exercises at least 3 to 5 times a week, and then has at least 5 to 6 servings of fruits and vegetables daily. Less than 3% of the population fell into that category. And that's concerning, because this country is on a fast road to increasing healthcare costs, because people are dying from cancer, diabetes, heart attacks, and a lot of it's dietary related.
So pretzels don't fall into the
they're not too bad.
Vegetable or
but, yeah, they don't, especially Big Macs do not. Yeah.
Well, as we start to wrap this all up here, you know, we can't stress enough how important it is to exercise your whole body all the time. That 3 to 5 days a week. It's so hard to get out there and do that. every week. What would you say to people who maybe can only do it once a week? Is that better than not doing anything at all?
Well, I think anything's better than nothing. But before you exercise, you want to make sure, once again, that you are structurally sound, because you can actually do damage to your body and to your spine if you have subluxations in your spine, your posture is incorrect. So we want to get that analyzed first. But if you can exercise once, twice, 3 times a week, really they've done a study that shows that 15 minutes of just walking will increase your lifespan 4 to 7 years.
What about stretching in terms of your spine and the muscles that are around your spine?
Yes.
Is that very helpful?
Imperative, because the muscles around the spine, they need to be stretched. That increases blood flow. It decongests the muscles, it's called, getting bad fluids out of there. So stretching is very important. Just make sure that when you stretch that you don't hurt yourself. Common sense dictates. So a good stretching regimen is what we put our patients on as well.
Last question for you here today. How rewarding is it for you to have someone come into your office that can't even walk or sit, and then they walk out and they feel great?
It's hard to describe. I expect it now because I've been doing it for so long, but every day my staff and I would get together and go over case studies. And just looking at the cases that we've done and the people that get better, it's a miracle every day. And I love what I do.
Sounds great, Dr. Rob Elder.
Great.
Thank you so much for stopping by here.
Appreciate it.
Any websites they can go to find out, general information on the back and what a chiropractor does?
They can search www.metrochiro.com for general information on chiropractic and different health topics. For the disc decompression, there's a website, www.567disc.com. And that's specifically for spinal disc decompression. It's got a lot of research on there they can analyze.
Sounds good. We appreciate it. As we mentioned, if you need any more information, visit those websites or contact any chiropractor. There's so many out there, but make sure that you understand what they do and you feel comfortable with them. Is that your advice?
Absolutely.
Sounds great. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us here on Primetime Sports. We'll see you tomorrow night.